Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Terra Invicta, episode number 20 in our series as the Academy. So, time has not gone on very far. We've been 5 days, basically, and we have Advanced Missile Warfare Doctrine has finished. And this is going to just rain upon missile technology for us, because there's a lot of technology, so, a lot of them will unlock pretty quickly. But some will take a while. Anyway, there they are. Things are going to be moving a little bit slowly from a how far can we get in this episode perspective. I'm going to take Mighty Mission, by the way, which has cyborging, which I really want. That's pretty much the only reason why I'm taking it. I'm designer life forms, genies. Okay, I should say that's the only reason I'm taking it. I should have first said that I want life science because that's something that we're not. I mean, it's nice to pick up a life science one since all the other categories are pretty full on stuff. So now we're going to be trying to go quickly here, but remember, we have aliens invading Earth. They're in Abuja from Nigeria, and they're also landing in Niger. Now, I am going to take over Niger, and then I'm going to make them our allies, and then, we will go in there and defend it. My plan right now is, I have a backup option. I've sent Jiaxing Liu to declare war with the United States if our coup attempt by Furkan fails. So, if the initiative retains control of Nigeria, and right now this is, mind you, only a 20% chance, but with even just these two public things, I'm expecting that, oh wow, that's only 50%. Probably one of these, this is going to increase our, we have nothing. And if we have a 20% chance with nothing, then we should have like a 50% chance, I think. Okay, look, there's obviously a reason why I chose Joshing to go and cover our bases. We will declare war if we are not able to overthrow them. If they are overthrown, I checked, the relations timeout resets. New government resets it, so we can be, and since it won't be the initiative there, the neutral government, the AI government, non-faction, unaligned government, will definitely accept an alliance from the United States, almost surely from China and European Union, probably even Russia. We'll see. So that's what the first plan is, and we know that this is happening on the 25th, I think, and we have a lot of forces arriving. I'm still trying to get Anon to do... he does offer a pretty significant bonus to these guys. 0.12 additional tech, which does mean land movement speed as well. So I'm trying to keep their speed up as fast as possible so that we get there as fast as possible. Now, if we have to declare war on Abuja, I think that we will not be, I don't know how it goes, but I don't think we'll be able to take it before the aliens land. What I can try to do is actually assault the UFO thing directly, but the chances of that I think are pretty low. However, Niger, we should have a good chance of defending there. And we're only allies with those two. Did the other two... I think that we can try to do this again. Oh, we can't do that yet. And is that also true for Russia? Probably. In which case, yeah, so 30th November. So we must have just done that at the very end of last month, September. Anyway, that's fine. We'll just make do with, the European Union and the United States are the two that are already going there. And it will be nice to have backup forces for this area because it is easier for people to get to. I wonder, is this considered... Yeah, this is actually a better place to land, but I don't think Algeria, the servants are also not likely to be friendly towards us. Okay. Yeah, the only way through is unfortunately to go 2 territories in. Either of these two places would have been great, so then we'd only have to go 1 territory in. But I'm actually not as much worried about Niger as I am about Nigeria. We'll see how it works out. I'll come back in a sec. Okay, so this is nice. You can see that we did complete both our public campaigns. And now we actually have the 55% chance of succeeding with the coup, which would be great, because I think that way we could actually defend against the aliens disgorging. Hooray, a coup! Okay, so Angela has now grabbed us Niger. I guess last time I already allied with them. Anyway, it won't be... Oh. Oh. That's not good. What about Russia? Oh. Why is China... Oh no. Okay, so we only have 2 people who will be able to help out with Niger, regardless of whether or not I'm, controlling the nation or not. Didn't really help us much, but that's fine. So we're going to push on here, and we have some forces that we're going to shift up. I think the first one arrives on the 13th. 14th, okay. First one. Yeah, that's good, but what we need are the... I'm going to pause and do this. So I should have caught... Yeah, okay, perfect. That's what I wanted to be right on top of. So, okay, there's a magic to getting a foreign nation that you don't control to accept your allies. We got all 4. I mean, this was the lowest percentage chance we had was 63% for Russia, so it wasn't that low of a chance. But the way it works, for some reason I don't know, I don't understand why this is. So there's a mechanic here that I just only know that in this particular situation, a particular strategy worked. It's the same strategy I would use in any other future thing. So I control these. Obviously, I control all these nations. Nigeria had a 100% chance with the United States, and originally it was a little bit lower than that for China. It was like maybe 87 or something like that. But when the United States became the ally of Nigeria, because the United States and China we're not allies. I don't think that they're allies. In fact, I think I need to make them allies. So let's do that. Is there anybody else I need to be allied with? Not really, because Mexico, Alpine states, these will be absorbed eventually. So let's just confirm that for now. Yeah, so anyways, because I think whatever the reason is, maybe it's because I own them. It's my faction that matters, not the geopolitical landscape, but just the faction. Long story short, Nigeria was more favorable to becoming in an alliance with China, also with the EU and also with Russia. So once I did that, then I picked the EU. So I had China and the United States for allies, and then I picked the EU, and they were like... I actually don't remember what their percentage was at all. I have no idea what their percentage was. Maybe they were the 60-something%, and Russia was higher. I forget. Or maybe they were both like 60%. I forget. But when I had I did one of them, and then that was the 60%, and then the other one went up even further. So that's the trick, anyways. That's all I wanted to say is that if you didn't know about this, I didn't know about this. I just kind of discovered it. It's better to go in the order of the most likely to least likely, because the percentage chance for all the rest of them will increase as you succeed with the earlier ones. So anyways, let me move these guys in and continue to do that as they trickle in here. We'll be here before they land, and now we are allied, so I think we will defend it. We'll see. Not that I'm happy about this, because they're probably going to destroy, or attempt to destroy. Let's see, what do you guys do? God, yeah. Just wasting points, basically. Wait, what? Why am I doing spoils in Kazakhstan? There is some kind of mistake here. I'm supposed to be building them. What the hell happened? Well, I need to fix this, and then basically I need to take over. Oh, it went to spoils because the mission control has been capped. Ah, I must have capped out mission control, and for some reason, I don't understand why at all those points went into spoils afterwards. I'm not sure. I might have had points in spoils already. Anyways, Humanity First took one, but you know what? Joke's on them when I take back Kazakhstan and fold it. Oh god, it's not even in the... Well, I could just declare war. That's fine. I will get you back. But this is not the time, not the right time to be doing this. Humanity First. You would think that they would be against the aliens, but no. Alright, I'm going to make the decision here to move to both of the... Oh, well, is there one or two there? Just one. But I will move a second one over to Niger as well. The name of the game here is just to put 2 EU units in Niger, which will not last very long, and the worst case scenario is I'll nuke them. Ideally, that will not happen. I prefer not to use nukes, but the entire combined force of the Americans. If there's any more EU, I might leave them here too. Just I want to quickly wipe out the aliens, like overwhelming force, and then move on to the other place. Now, is there any? Did I leave any troops behind? I know that we have a lot of Chinese forces coming in as well, and Russians, but they're going to get here a little bit late. Now, when they get here, they're going to be obviously going to Nigeria first. So, yeah, I'll probably move all the EU forces into Niger. 3 of them. And, or if I... How many do I have here? Do I have 2 or 3? I can't remember. If I only have 2 EU, I'll probably move 1 American force in. Anyway, so we have plenty of forces that are just about to arrive on the 20th. And these guys are going to be arriving... Yeah, they'll be arriving over in Abuja pretty quickly here. Let's see, the last one arriving on the 24th. So that should be... All of those should be there before this alien lands, which means that this guy can move over here just so we have somebody there to oppose the alien landings, which I think is important. Alright, we have detected what appears to be the core of an army of alien soldiers and war machines in the Abuja region emerging from the UFO that has recently landed there. The force appears small now, but is slowly building up its strength. It is likely that it will never be this vulnerable again. This means that it starts at 50% strength. So times 2, times 3, I think it is times 3 for these. Now, yeah, we are immediately fighting them. This is good. We have 2 of the EU forces. I did elect to send 1 other. You can see the top one, 2nd Marine Division, is moving to Niamey. So they're moving to Niger. I think that's the right call, because we have 5 American armies with the boost of 0.15 thanks to Hongzhou. This is going to give us, I mean, practically a 6.0. It's 5.9, but it's somewhere in there. It's 5.9 to 6.0. That's a very good, times 5 is very good against 3, 50%. What are they at? 7.1, good God. That is, oh man, we're going to need to get over and support the EU and the one lone American army who are going to try to hold off in Niger for as long as possible. So hopefully this goes pretty quickly. I think we'll just stick, to watching this for now. There's nothing more interesting than this. I think it's actually going to be fun to watch this develop, see how we're doing here. 100% so far. They're at 50%. Okay, so I think the army deployments are finalized until the Russians arrive on the 29th, which is still 2 more days. So let's see how this goes. Okay, we saw some damage going down. 395s. Oh yeah, we took off way more than 5% from all 3 of them. So we look like we're in the driver's seat here, which means I probably should start swapping people out already. But I'm going to wait. Just need these guys to hold out, and we are definitely doing the job over here. That's a very good sign. Take that, aliens. Alien scum. Yeah, they're down. Wow, very low. We didn't even take that much damage, so I mean this... Okay, so 5 times 6... I guess combat strength maybe actually affects your... I mean, the strength maybe affects rates, like... I guess that's a linear modifier to the total combat strength, too. Which makes sense. Okay, so you did that. It's good, we got more intel, but... wasn't the highest priority for the moment, but... Yeah, we might not even need the Russians, and I think we also have a Chinese force coming over at some point. Excuse me. These guys are almost dead. 1 down to 9%. 2 at 33. And there it is. Times 2, times 3. Okay, so we will be fighting another battle here, and that'll be... Maybe that's an even fight for us. And we should definitely get their support as soon as possible. Okay. The Russians are arriving, which means we definitely need to shift some forces, because I think that whoever my 100% is, like, you guys need to move. We're going to need you as backup over here. We haven't... so no combat casualty reports have come in yet. We know something's going on. And probably we should start putting some of the 95s up there too. Yeah, the Russians are going to get in here. Let's just send one more American force. So it's technically a 3-on-3 now. Okay, Great. Zulu 1, the very first army that we've ever detected on Earth. Like full military army. Like full military army. I mean like full army. Like, you know, just a big old force, not just these alien agents. We have destroyed the very first one. Okay, great. So we're salvaging alien technology now. This is going to fulfill the research requirement. I was planning to do this in space, but you know, this is even better. We retrieved a veritable treasure trove of extraterrestrial technology, a raft of inscrutable machines whose even basic function currently eludes us, metals whose very structure is wildly unfamiliar, and even screws and bolts with almost preposterous tensile strength. To call this a motherlode would be the understatement of the millennium. We have so much to learn from every last fragment of this haul, for it surely represents the technological apex of a species that has somehow found a way to travel from their far distant world to ours. Okay, so now we probably are going to get a research alien technology project. Maybe also the exotic materials one will come up. So good. Yeah, we've completed the salvage alien technology mission. Whoops. Something about our researchers are more than ecstatic, but I didn't read that one line. You can go back and get the quick frame before it disappeared. And we also recovered theropod alien corpse. Initial examination of the body of this salamander, as this superficially reptilian creature has been dubbed, suggests a species either bred for war or born in the crucible of it. Its body is pure muscle and sinew, to such an extent that its tail alone could snap a human neck with ease, and protected by a hide tougher than many metals. Yet, for all its bestial aspect, it is, or was, intelligent enough to wield a firearm. This creature is visually frightening to our people. Even as a corpse, it is deeply unsettling to behold. It would be hard to envisage a more effective shock trooper than the salamander, though the many livid scars which crisscross this corpse's armored flesh may suggest that that its kind do not perform this role entirely willingly. Interesting. Okay, next one, we recovered an alien war dog. The body of the creature we have, in the absence of words to better reflect this beast's frightful appearance, named a war dog, has been sent for further study. A pre-autopsy assessment has confirmed it to be non-sapient. So, you know, not with the higher reasoning that humans and apparently the salamanders possess. The brain is small, encased with an unusually thick skull, and, as with the canines for which it is named, its appendages would simply not be capable of operating tools or weapons. The war dog corpse does display some visible commonalities with what we have observed of the primary aliens, suggesting that they may originate from the same world. But this particular creature bears all the hallmarks of a subservient race. It is clearly a natural-born killer, and perhaps even an apex predator, but trained to obey and to attack. Okay. Plenty of research to do, and I think that those are gonna lead to some research projects for us, which we're not currently. Are we doing something? Okay, so maybe this Ferrocite protocols has to be stepped up now that we know that we're going to get more alien technology in the very near future. But I'll wait until one of those projects unlocks, and then we'll start doing. Well, you know what? No time like the present, right? That really punts this research down quite a bit. Well, from January to February, it's actually still going to finish really quickly for a 35,000 project. And we're not getting any help. How is that happening? That seems like it's pretty quick. Well, I guess these projects are 25,000, 15,000, and 10,000, so we're basically doing these on our own. Although we should be doing these much faster, even, because we're getting so little help. We're getting, we're doing 85% of the work, which means that for every 5 we put in, somebody puts in a 6th. That's nothing compared to the over doubling of research that we're getting. Like, we're getting more help from ourselves in our skunkworks than we are from any of the projects from other factions. Including even in the terawatt fusion reactors where Project Exodus is still contributing a lot. They've contributed almost 10,000. The skunkworks bonus would be over halfway. I mean, if we were down at like 40, I'm going to call it 43, just blindly throwing a number out there. If we were down at 43, that would be effectively how much the skunkworks are improving. So it just goes to show you, that's a lot of works our skunkworks are doing. Okay, so we're moving 2 forces up. Good. Oh, right, and I guess I should also mention that This one was cracked down. We're about to go in on Kazakhstan and unify it. The thing which would have kept me from doing this a little bit longer, I mean, the thing is Kazakhstan actually has gone up to an anocracy. It has, I mean, it has pretty good education. There's lots of little good things about Kazakhstan that are going to become a little bit more problematic when we merge with Russia. So we'll keep them separate for now, but we're in position to, at any point in time, have Kazakhstan declare war on us, as Russia, I mean, and then go to war, you know. So basically I need to probably unally the United States because we don't want the United States to interfere. Although I probably should not have done that so quickly. Anyway, we'll want Russia to invade eventually, but right now invading would give Project Exodus some of the points. Although we are giving up some of the points to Humanity First. Yeah, I mean, we're robust against any kind of, you know, at least a small amount of variation in mission control points, so it doesn't matter that Humanity First has taken some of our mission control. We can get them back whenever we need to. And we can also just take over Russia entirely. But, I mean, I'm kind of throwing points out the window. Oh, wow, we completed United North America. Okay, wow, that's going to actually be very useful. And we got the Salamander Autopsy. Okay, so that's, stops the terrorized missions, which is good. We also have 25% bonus to megafauna. Now, we have not seen any megafauna because I have destroyed all the plant fauna, whatever it's called. You know, the normal fauna. The xenofauna, is that what it maybe would be called? And anyways, the alien growth, the plant material that has been growing and we keep destroying, we haven't let it get big enough to form megafauna. So we'll just keep saying okay to this. It's all great that we have that. And which project did we finish? Yeah, Greater North America. Or that was Great North America or something like that. I really want, there's two here I want. The Caliphate, eventually, this is kind of long-term though. But I think in the near future, getting China to expand to take over Japan, Vietnam, North Korea, South Korea, parts of Russia, which we probably won't end up using that. Oh yeah, we can take over, looks like pretty much all of Indochina. So that's great. This is actually, I think, a very good step for us if we want to expand China. And then hopefully this will eventually transition into taking over India too. But even if we don't have India and if the resistance actually does its job, which we haven't seen anybody again doing their job in space fighting the aliens. If they were to do their job, we wouldn't mind letting them have, India. But I think we're going to do Pan-Asian Combined next. The other one we could do is have Bolivia, which we currently have, just quickly get South American Union, which would allow us to take all of South America, which is great. Now, that might be a more important one to do because a lot of somewhat friendly faces. Okay, so basically, the Resistance controls South Korea. The Resistance controls Laos and Thailand, and Humanity First controls Vietnam. So in theory, these are not under poor control. Even Malaysia is under Resistance and Humanity First. I wouldn't mind taking Singapore. Okay, Singapore is actually in Project Exodus hands. Yeah, so these all seem like they're like reasonable. Initiative, in theory, I really don't care about initiative. They've just been very negative in this particular playthrough. Crazy with Japan, man. They're, wow, just way, way, way ahead of anyone else. Just funny to see. So anyways, but, put in comparison the fact that the servants have Argentina, they have Ecuador, they have Colombia, they have Venezuela. So they have quite a few places that we might have some real vested interest in de-occupying them from. So you know what? Yeah, I think that is what we'll do. We will go with this South American Union, get that project underway, and that will mean that Bolivia, little tiny Bolivia here, is going to gain a lot of cores very soon. Okay, back to the fun. This might be an episode which is mostly about the fighting. Should I go up to 4x? Oh wow, did we just destroy another one? No, but that was a painful hit they took. And probably I should move another... Okay, so we got the first guard is in here. Let's move them into the action. Here's 91%. Let's move this 95. The Dallas folks are going to Niger to make sure we continue to fight that and win. They're not going quite as well up here. It's about even. Okay, it's a 5%, 5% loss, a 10% total, and this is 5 and 11. So we're still favored in that fight, which is great. Now we're gonna lose. Unfortunately, we're gonna lose some of our bonus tech. So it was, you know, plus 15 for the Americans and plus 12, thanks to Anon helping out. They're going to continue to do the same thing. And actually, we're getting quite a lot of research from European Union using using Anon there, so I'm pretty happy about that. I kind of overthink these things, so I'll probably cut away here until I figure out exactly what everyone's doing. I mean, there's two that I know are going to stay where, you know, doing what I want them to do. Not really sure what everyone else will do, so I'll be back. Alright, I think I'll keep rolling here, although I probably don't need to. I'm going to go up to speed 4. Oh, okay. Well, there it is. This is very good. I think we should switch to this as soon as we can, which is November 5th. Good, it's in 5 days. It's good. Actually, South American Union won't be done until next summer. That's pretty far away. I might need to build a few more, which means I'd have to do it in orbit of Earth. Unfortunately, I can't go to Mercury with that because it's easy to build it there. Yeah, but I may need to build some more of the social science. It's only 108%, or get more skunk works would also work. Anyway, we'll start researching that too. Okay, good. So we got Zulu 2 down, and Zulu 3. Alright, and we got yet another corpse. If I could just... Excuse me, thank you. We captured a live theropod alien. Okay, good. Beauty is not skin deep, it is said, and neither, it would seem, is monstrosity. The captive salamander demonstrates neither obvious fear nor compliance, instead bristling with barely withheld aggression at all times. Yet this is clearly no animal. It watches carefully, choosing its moments and its actions carefully, never recklessly. The salamander is a chilling being to find oneself in the presence of. The coiled might of the thing, the eyes that emanate only cold hatred, and most of all, the sense that it is patiently waiting for the perfect moment to strike. If it is, as we suspect, a mere foot soldier in a war we do not yet wholly comprehend, it is nevertheless one more than capable of its own decision-making. We captured it, which means that probably not just an autopsy, but now some kind of interrogation or something should be forthcoming. I played XCOM, I know how this goes. I think I might even cut back away here. It's pretty obvious to me that not only are we going to win this, but that it won't be very exciting now, since we've already defeated one force. And the only thing that would be interesting maybe is if there's more autopsies or interrogations or such. Now actually we can't bring anybody else in. There's only 2 allies. So despite all your work, I actually have to cancel you, Russia, and we have to actually send you home. Or to Rostov-on-Don, where you can prepare to wage a different kind of war. Yeah, same thing with you. You're no longer necessary here. So we'll move you back. And who's still moving in? Oh, okay. They have their arrows pointed up and to the right, which is the direction they need to go, but they'll be going, I assume, by sea. So it should be down to the left. And this is another one we'll need to cancel as soon as it lands here. But yeah, let me just cut away here because I don't... Good, okay. Yeah, we completed this battle even without the additional military bonus, which right now is funny enough due to the ordering on our European folks, but not on our American folks. But they'll have it soon enough. And yeah, 45. So they have 15 plus 16 missing total. So that's 31% total missing, and we have only 18% total missing. So we probably would win even this 3-on-3 matchup, but that's going to become, you know, an 8-on-3 matchup very soon. Okay, here's the Salamander interrogation project, just for your eyes. Enemy terrorized missions -3, and also the assault on alien assets gets +3. Now, we had a 0% chance of pursuing that with anybody. We don't have Command 25 yet, but even with Command 25, it would have been very, very low percentage. So getting these +3s might actually help, that if we decided to invest, like 256 into op points into a single attempt to destroy one, maybe there'll be a situation we won't be able to get there in time, and that would be the best thing for us to do. I don't know. So I'll probably do research on this, but maybe only after. The question is which one's next. I don't know yet, but I'll delay my decision on that for another 2 days. Alright, we have completed this Pharaoh site quarantine, so this is -2 on enthrall, missions against our control points. I think that getting down the terrorist ones would be very good. However, so we have alien technology, which is 10,000, that gives us rapid military prototyping, which is good, smart spacecraft defenses, which is also very good. I want to do that pretty quickly. It's just surprising to me that Wardog necropsy? Autopsy? Necropsy? I guess it's not an autopsy? I don't know why. But these are pretty low on point cost. They're not too expensive to get. I mean, I would really like to get the Salamander interrogation. You know what? Because it does unlock better technology, I think we have to do this one first, though. Alright, the good techs are just rolling on in. I have more than solved this problem already, but we've gotten another 15% bonus to our base metals. Now, like I said, it's actually the income almost highest out of all of them. So it's really not something we need. If anything, we need more water, more volatiles, which are something that you usually have to pay as maintenance. Base metals is usually just an upfront cost, so we're overset on base metals. I'd prefer more noble metals. Lots of things I would prefer. I mean, worst case scenario, we can just sell some base metals for some money. What next? Now, as much as I would like to get 15% more fissiles, I don't think it's the top priority here. Adamantine armor and rapid repairing materials, these are the two highest priorities. Now, I think that despite the fact that I need the armor repair rate a lot, it would be really nice to have. I think we're going to go with the adamantine armor first, because Wolverine is really cool. But not only that, I mean, I want to get spaceships up, and this is going to make our spaceships a lot better. So the sooner I have this, the better. So we'll just do it, and then it'll buy me time. Looks like that's going to be finished early 2036. That might be when we can start doing... Man, I don't know. When are we going to build our first ship? I need to go through a few other techs. There's a few other filler techs I need to get. I don't even know. Yeah, so we have quantum batteries. Do we have the right... there's lots of other things we're probably going to need to pick up in order to have a functional ship. First and foremost, a weapon. Missiles of some kind, now that we have the advanced missile thing. So we're going to need to pick up a few more techs like that, and then I'll actually be able to build a spaceship. Okay, we have destroyed the last of them. I already clicked through 5 and 6, and this is 4, which means we're done! Hooray! So, alien invasion happened. Late October, was already turned back, wiped out, I mean, by early November. Perfect. Alien technology is done. Since the moment we recovered it, our research and engineering divisions have been constantly requesting samples of the alien technology. Today, alone, we have seen no less than 48 requests for everything from recovered databanks to simple bulkhead fasteners. This is understandable, given that each item is a potential treasure trove of knowledge, both at a technological level, how does it operate and what is its purpose, and a chemical one, what was it created from and where. The recovered technology has begun to yield its secrets, the theoretical applications of which very much depend on our own intentions. Unfortunately, with such a finite amount of these alien artifacts to hand, we can, for now, only scratch the surface of their potential. Makes sense. Oh, here we go. Yes, we completed the objective. The tools of our invaders begin to give up their secrets. Every day I come to my desk to read excited messages from our research teams about how they have discovered the workings of some new piece of machinery. They talk elatedly about the new devices we might create, the new ships we might build. I find it all depressing. Hardly any of our researchers seem to grasp the distinction between science and technology. Yes, we are learning the mechanics of the alien designs, their mechanisms and working patterns, but we lack the theoretical framework that allowed the aliens to conceive these designs in the first place. Without a proper scientific understanding, we are merely aping their efforts. But more importantly, our researchers seemed so drawn to the prospect of technological power that they are sparing no attention as to what it might be used for. Science and technology, divorced from culture and civilization, are mindless monsters. After all, the aliens have these technologies too, and what have they used them for? Conquest, war, and death. I fear that, should we attempt to emulate the aliens' tools, we may become little different from them. This is why the Academy is such a good faction to play as. Okay, well, I mean, apparently I see it in the background there. Apparently this is the next one up, salvage alien warships. Let's get it right from the mouth of the message. Predictably, to continue our understanding of the alien tools, we must mirror their own behavior. To build ships that can match the alien vessels, we must engage one of their ships in combat, destroy it, and strip the remains. Our crews are ready for an engagement. Should we succeed, many of them will die. Should we fail, almost all of them will. Okay, so now we have been given, we're specifically being given the directive to go into space. Which is good, because it's right after we did this missile technology, and we'll just start, actually, I kind of just look at the list and pick one. I think there's a couple that are like more obvious choices, but I'm going to look through and see if there's any that I feel like we might as well do for a one-off technology, noting that we don't really need to worry too much. We're going to be getting much better technology very soon. Anyway, we also are able to undertake alien computers. So this is an increase in mission control priority, which is, we've been pumping mission control already so much. Also gives us a 2% bonus to knowledge, and that's actually potentially more useful for us because we are always doing knowledge. Knowledge is probably the number one development investment we've put. I'm sure it's the number one over the course of this game, and probably by a sizable margin. Also, we can get advanced climate modeling. I think that there's... Oh, is it related to... Okay, here we go. Our armies do 20... Wow, that's good. So that's very good. Let's look at these projects now. Oh, there we go. Category. So we have no current technology, storyline ones, but we have alien army analysis, which gives us 20... that's... How do you not do that? We also have the other ones, and alien computers is only 5,000. I think we have to do the alien computers first, and then we go to alien army analysis. In fact, that just seems like kind of a no-brainer, especially because this one will potentially lead to other technologies too. So let's do it that way. I'll take that. Alright, well, we have adamantine armor. That's awesome. There's actually a few other techs that we probably want to unlock before we do... Well, obviously fuel cell 2 is so cheap, but, let's look down here. Grab some batteries, probably the superconducting coil. We need a radiator, so probably the ionic dust one, which you can actually leave deployed, but it's slightly worse otherwise than the nanotube filament one. About twice as expensive in terms of tonnage. We just need to grab a few things like that. I can't help myself though. We have this rapid military prototyping, which, that was the one, it had like a 60% chance of unlocking, and we did get it, thankfully. And that was based on the alien technology, and I think that this is worth doing, actually, because the 5% increase in military, I don't know how much longer we're going to need to fight the ground wars. We really should be transitioning purely to space combat basically now. Basically now is the time where we've defended once, we've actually proven that we probably have the means of defending against any alien invasions. Even a 7.5 or even, I would say, even like an 8 technology, we can probably quantity beats quality in this case if we have enough. And I think that's the case. The only question is whether or not we'll be able to deploy in time to get there. But as we continue to absorb different nations into our nations, then it'll be less difficult for us to move troops around. Anyway, I think that basically I'm just going to choose this, and this will be the last one. I think it's pretty expensive, though. What was the cost of this one? It's 20,000. So I think once we do this, we can safely abandon. I don't know. That's 20,000. Let me choose it real fast. See how long will it take. It'll take 6, 7, 8 months. that is pretty long. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go over to Mercury and start another Skunkworks focused orbital station. And that'll get this up, and it'll actually take a long time to get that one up and running. But when it's up, then we'll have a much faster turnaround on some of these faction techs, which I think we need. I almost debated putting these up to 3 and leaving these at 2, or even going to 1 on these and 2 on this, doubling the faction investment again. But I think that it would probably be better to just effectively achieve that by building Skunkworks and then still leaving a lot of investment in the global research. So does that mean, though, but we really do want, and we have all these, I think, okay, you know what, no. I'm going to go ahead and start grabbing these techs. Let's start with superconducting coil batteries, because I think that's not a bad one to get. And then let's start working our way through the other ones. I won't bring you back for all of them. These will actually complete very quickly, because we have such a high bonus to material science. And also, these are not very expensive projects. So this first one will be finished in, about a month and a half. After that, we'll move on to ionic dust radiators. Then we'll get, I think the lithium heat sinks is probably what we'll need. And then what else? That might be it. Do we? Oh yeah, fuel cells too, like for sure. Yeah, so stuff like that. Well, I'll pick up those. We'll see in the end. I can go back to the archives and just show you what all I picked up. But I'm just going to keep pushing through those so I can get as far as I can, because this episode's actually almost at a time limit, and we've only made it about 4 months. I haven't seen this before. So we had a general strike in Bolivia, but that potentially has very bad consequences. But you can also just pay them 5K, which is admittedly quite a lot, but this will effectively act as a direct investment at that point. I don't know which is more efficient, because we don't know what level of investment. I mean, I guess we can kind of see. Bring it up over here. So this is education 7.5, 7.51, let's say. And I don't actually know what the social and environmental, that'll be a welfare investment, so let's see it. Whoop. Well, it had a 0.05 impact on education, and education is increased by 0.005 per 2 investment points, so it was effectively 20 investment points in education. Let's see how much that would have cost. Yeah, a lot more than 5K. So we did the right thing. That was an efficient investment. And Bolivia is soon going to become the the rising star as part of the South American Union. So I guess I should probably be doing a lot more investments in that. And heck, I see that the unrest has gotten high enough to start affecting things. So we'll crack down on that again as well. Alright, this is a kind of a neat event. Containment breach. An alien specimen has escaped the containment at Thales Station. The specimen in question was what our researchers dubbed a war dog, having been previously recovered from the site of one of our past combat engagements with the aliens. At the time, it displayed no neurological activity and was thought to be deceased, thus our researchers did not take the most stringent precautions while transporting it to Thales Station for study. They discovered their mistake when it unexpectedly reanimated and savaged a nearby researcher before escaping into a nearby ventilation duct. It is now lurking somewhere in the depths of the Thales station, no doubt waiting to strike again. Despite this, the local HAB commander assures us the situation is under control. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so this is very cool. We have a chance to just, lure it, which has a low chance of success. But we also have this chance for have our engineers improvise armor for the crew. And this succeeded. Hooray! Awesome. Very good. Our crews felt very awkward and cumbersome as they allowed engineers to strap on armor that would have been more appropriate for warships than individual humans. Only being in microgravity allowed any semblance of useful motion. Nonetheless, the hastily prototyped suits of armor and riot shields paid off when they found the specimen lurking inside an air duct. Its talons simply skidded off the armor's surface. The specimen was promptly boxed in and thrown into a more appropriate containment cell, where it is currently enlightening our researchers. Very good. So we got some research from that. And I will keep pushing on. Alright, I finished Alien Computers. I liked this thing, which I won't completely read out here, but basically they talk about how the machine I/O is potentially olfactory, so a sense of smell. It's pretty fascinating. And they talk about how these machines are very advanced. And for us, the most important stuff is we get mission control bonus by 25%. It's big because I'm doing a lot of that right now. And then 2% knowledge, which I've been doing the most of for forever. And hopefully we unlock advanced climate modeling. I don't even know what that does, or I can't remember. But hopefully we unlock it. Oh, next, I guess we have unlocked, by the way, Maskarovka, which gives us another 25% reduction in like heat generated from the CP, mission control stuff. But I don't think we need it right away, because we have not... Yeah, I mean, I want to do alien army analysis, something like that. Terrorize missions going down would be also effective, but I think that basically this is the most important one next, and then I can work on the others. So I'll probably do alien army, then salamander, then war dog. Well, just to say, we did unlock advanced climate modeling, hooray! So that gives us 5% additional welfare. That could be important, especially as we conquer other territories now and other nations which have been completely run to the ground by the AI with terrible inequality. But other than that, just to point out that it is the end of February, I'm going to try to push through at least the summer, but I know we're running out of time. Oh, this is another interesting one. We still haven't gone through February yet, but alien robotics. 5% to build army, 5% to military, 5% increase in ship construction speed, and then other juicy techs. I thought I'd just comment real fast about the missile tech I'm going to beeline for in this particular playthrough, at least for the first ships I'm going to get. It's crazy to think we'll be building tier 2 ships, you know, the first ships we're building, but the two I like the most out of the missiles that we're getting, since that's what I'm going to go with for the first one to try to beat, like... Anyway. Alright, sorry about that, I think I got distracted. Anyway, I wanted to mention the two missile types I'm going to be going with, and I said two for a reason. Let's see if I get this right. I really like the lance heads, I think. The things I'm looking at when I'm trying to grab missiles is I'd prefer to have, obviously, as high of damage, acceleration, and delta V as I can get. All the missiles have the same targeting range, not a problem there. Mass is also maybe a relatively far secondary concern, not that important. So 34 tons on these. I mean, it's a little bit less when you get the lighter missiles. You also get more missiles. This is 10, this is 12. A lot of these are 6. And I mean, a lot of these are torpedoes and not missiles. Then it comes down to, yeah, the question. So this is going to be effective against very small alien designs, and we're still going to have to swarm. But how do you deal with the mothership? Well, you go down here to the Nemesis. Is it the Nemesis that I want? 2.5, 5.1. Yeah, it is the Nemesis. So the Nemesis happens to be very good for multiple reasons. First of all, look at that damage. It is a one-hit kill on, I think, any ship in the game. Maybe not any ship. Maybe there are some larger battleships or, you know, Titan-type ships. I've never used... I mean, missiles become not useful at some point. So basically, I've never tested this theory against the bigger ships, but at least one of these Nemesis torpedoes will destroy a mothership, which is the biggest thing that I need to face in the near future, and probably the only thing these missile ships will face. So I'm going to just have some ships which are Lancehead missiles, in fact, a higher ratio of these, and just a very few that carry the Nemesis nuclear torpedoes. The ultimate goal is to overwhelm PD with Lancehead missiles, and then have, well, we just need one Nemesis to land, and we get our kill. So that's the idea. I haven't like mastered this. This is not like a breakthrough novel strategy. This is, I think, a strategy that many people are employing. It's just common sense. You want to overwhelm the PD. So that's what we're going to go with. Lanceheads plus Nemesis. We don't have the Olympus yet. I don't know if we are not going to unlock these. We might not unlock these at all. They technically are basically the same. So 47 tons, 2.5, 5.1, and slightly lower damage, so 0.054. Yeah, I think that they seem like they're worse, even though they're worth more. I usually judge missiles based on how many points they are to research, but in this case, the Olympus ones, which are supposed to be... What is the reason? Shaped nuclear... Focus 90% of its energy in 20-degree cone. Well, that's useful. This one does not do that, but it's a 1.2 megaton, so it's a larger. Anyway, I mean, either of these are probably fine because they look like they have the same acceleration in delta V. So anyway, 5 of these and 5 of these. Okay, so that's what we're going to go for. And the research investment here is so minor. You know, it's only 2,700 total to get both. And we're far enough in the game that that's only going to take like probably a week to get both, maybe a little bit more time, but not much time. And then we don't really want to invest any more in missile tech. We're just going to save missile tech, keep it around for, if we want, antimatter torpedoes. Okay, well, we are pretty much set for our first, like, do nothing. These ships are going to be hilarious because they're going to be using the original explosive engines. We're not using fission, fusion, anything advanced. We're going to be using regular, like, reactive engines with Lancehead missiles on some and Nemesis nuclear torpedoes on the others. Mostly Lanceheads, just trying to sneak in any Nemesis to, I mean, look at this, just to kill off the mothership or whatever else we're attacking. We might not even need the Nemesis torpedoes against any destroyer. All we need to do is take out one of those agent type scout ships. We don't really need to go for the mothership, but we have everything we need to do it. Now there's definitely an incentive to actually research better engines. Our delta V on these guys is probably going to be about 5 kps. I mean, it's going to be basically only enough to go from Earth to the moon, maybe not even Earth to the moon and back. I mean, that's how bad they will be, but we only need them to be in Earth orbit effectively. Although, where did I put my station? I'll have to find out. So those have been researched. We'll probably grab next. I do want advanced laser engine, but no, it's energy, so we'll avoid that. We'll probably just go with now either our ships take 5% less damage, or we could do Pan-Asian combined. I think I'll do this one because we are actually in the process of stacking up quite a few things. Let's see if we go here.
Policy direction complete.
Yeah, we're about to declare war on Canada. And we don't need anybody else. We will see how this goes. Hopefully this goes well. I am going to unify Canada and the United States. So that is going to be done by military because I'm not operating on the beta, which has this fixed, but the merging of technologies. In fact, I am going to edit the save game file to make sure our military tech does not decrease. I just find that that's kind of bugged in some sense. Again, especially in this situation where one person has 6 armies and all navies, and like huge navies, and one person has no armies at all, 0. You know that it's not like the US is going to start using older tech because of Canada. Canada just needs to be updated once they're part of the US to use the most modern technology. So it's really, you could see that as I could see a small decrease to effectively act as the new forces need to have a little bit more investment to get up to the current technology of the more powerful nation. But I can't see the really bad average. I mean, it's really negative averaging drops the score a little bit too low, in my opinion. Anyway, we got to wrap it up here. We're already way over on time. So in the next episode, you can look forward to us designing some ships. That'll be probably the first thing we start to do, is hopefully I'll advance time enough that we have everything we need. We can start looking at getting an escort, starting to put on our beautiful Nemesis nuclear torpedoes. So we'll fill this out. We'll be using some hilariously old engines, like probably the Diana Super Heavy rocket, and with our fuel cells. And there we go. And we have pretty much our design is ready to go with our adamantine armor. So we'll see. We'll make them and we'll build them, and we'll see how they fare in combat. I'm not an expert at combat. It's definitely an area of the game I'm very weak at. So yeah, well, good luck to us. Until the next one, thanks for watching. Stay safe and take care.